Hello everyone and welcome to Weather Explained. This is a new segment we're going to do from time to time to take a deeper dive into various weather topics and help you understand them a little bit better. And for this first one, since it's December and it's getting colder and colder across the country, we're going to talk about wind chill and why the wind makes cold weather feel so much worse. And to start, let's talk about why we get cold, and that's because our bodies aren't very efficient. We lose heat through convection. And the colder it is outside, the faster we lose heat. But when there's very little wind, or ideally no wind at all, this is a gradual process. And as we're losing that heat, there is a little layer of warm air that hangs out around us. It doesn't immediately leave us. And that keeps us feeling a little bit warmer for a little bit longer. So when it's 20 degrees outside and there's no wind, it really feels like 20 degrees. The wind chill, or feels like temperature, is 20 degrees. But now let's talk about when there is wind, because this is when problems start. Because when the wind starts blowing, suddenly that insulating warm layer starts to disappear. And when we lose it, that does make a difference. And it makes it feel considerably colder. And the harder the wind blows, the faster we lose that heat. And so it starts to feel colder and colder. So when it's 20 degrees outside and the wind is blowing at 20 miles per hour, it actually feels like 4 degrees. Or another way to look at this, we're losing heat at the rate we would if it was 4 degrees outside and there was no wind. So the wind does speed up the process of us losing heat through convection. Now let's take one more example here. So let's say that the temperature is 10 degrees outside and that wind is still blowing at 20 miles per hour. So okay, the temperature is 10 degrees colder and the wind speed is the same, so that means the feels like temperature should be 10 degrees colder, right? So -6? Actually, no. When it's 10 degrees outside and the wind is blowing at 20 miles per hour, the feels like temperature is -9. Now that's 13 degrees colder. And the reason for this is, as the temperature gets colder, it takes less and less wind to have an impact. So as the temperature goes colder, it takes less wind to have a bigger impact on what it feels like. So the colder the temperatures, even just a little bit of wind can make a big difference in how much colder it actually feels. So now let's talk about how cold is too cold. I know there's some strong opinions on this. We all have various tolerances. But one thing I think we can all agree on is that when the wind chills fall below 0, I don't think anybody's happy then. And this is also significant because when the wind chills drop below 0, this is when most National Weather Service offices start issuing wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings. Now, it does vary across the country. The farther north you live, it takes colder temperatures before those wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings are issued. In some places, they don't start until feels like temperatures reach -20. But as an average overall across the country, most wind chill advisories start when those feels like temperatures drop below 0. And we're going to break things down into 3 categories here because we've got a 0 to -20 range, a -20 to -40 range. We kind of consider the danger zone when it comes to wind chill, and then -40 and below. So why these categories? Well, it has to do with frostbite times. So not only is it feeling very uncomfortable when those wind chills are below 0, but when wind chills fall below 0, we're talking about frostbite occurring in less than 60 minutes. That's kind of the magic number. When the wind chill is 0 degrees, frostbite can occur to exposed skin in just about an hour. And then it just starts going down from there. And a big threshold is -20. Because at -20, when the wind chill is -20 or below, now we're talking about frostbite occurring in 30 minutes or less. So at -20, we're talking about frostbite setting in just 30 minutes, and then it gets worse from there. And one thing that we really watch out for is that wind chill at -40. No matter where you are in the country, even in North Dakota, northern Minnesota, which have some of the highest thresholds before wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings are issued, you're going to get a wind chill warning when the wind chill is -40 or below. Because once you get the wind chill at -40, we're talking about frostbite occurring in less than 10 minutes. So if you're standing outside and you have exposed skin, you're not covered up, maybe say your hands are exposed to the cold air, frostbite can occur in less than 10 minutes. Now, this winter, it's probably going to be very difficult for portions of the country to escape. Feels like temperatures -10, -20, -30. That typically occurs at least a few times every winter. But hopefully we can avoid those most extreme wind chills of -40 or below.